Hi FlossTube, this is Stephanie from Kate's Crafts. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with my 2024 WIP Parade, and it's been exactly a year since my last video, which was my last WIP Parade. I had mentioned, I know I kind of fell off recording in 2023 due to work travel, and 2024 proved to be even worse. So December was actually the first month in 19 months that I have not gone to Florida for work, and at least one, if not 2 weeks of the month. So I have had a decent amount of stitching time, but no time to record. And I'm hoping to get this done in one shot before anybody comes in and makes noise. Otherwise, I might have to get creative with the editing. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. And thank you for being here. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back, especially after my hiatus. My travels should drop off in 2024, so I'm looking forward to getting back to doing at least monthly videos. If not, I'd like to do every 2 weeks, but let's not get crazy. So again, as I said, you found me here at Kate's Crafts. I'm the same on Instagram, so if you don't follow me already, I'd love for you to follow me so I can follow you back. And I guess we'll dive in. I have a couple finishes from 2024 that I want to highlight. I think I had a couple other small finishes, but these are the ones I had handy. I actually was able to iron some of them for you even, which is, I know if you're new you won't know, but if you're returning, you know that's a big deal for me. And then we'll go through my WIPs. So I am carrying into 2025. I am carrying in 42 WIPs, which is the most I've had, and I know I already have 7 planned starts for next year. So, but I have highlighted, I think, 17 that have absolutely no business going into 2026. So that's going to be the plan. I think I'm going to do a separate video of my plans, maybe this weekend upcoming. Today is actually, it's morning of January 1st, so Happy New Year, everybody. And so hopefully I can do that this weekend. I think breaking it up into 2 videos will be smarter, but I do have some plans to get things moving along, so let's see how I do with those. I have my WIPs grouped by year. I don't have like exact, start dates, so we're going to go oldest to newest. I'm going to do my finishes first, then oldest to newest. I will try and give you all the details I have. I don't have all my project cards information up handy, but I think I remember most everything. So if any questions about where I got a chart or the designer, the fabric, if I don't say it, or what floss I'm using, just leave it down below or message me on Instagram, and that'd be the best way to find it. Also, I have new video editing software, and I think I'm able to do picture-in-picture. I did a trial and it did work. So where possible, when I don't have cover pages, I'm going to try and put pictures over here with either the cover art, or even if possible, I might be able to put in some of my pictures from last year's WIP Parade, so you can see where I started 2024 at. So we'll see. See how crazy I get here. All right, so let's start with finishes. I do have tea. I would highly recommend having a beverage or stitching, or both. I have hot tea, and I have my immunity fizz and mind health also that I'll be drinking, so hope you don't mind, but it's a little cold and dry and dreary here, so I'm gonna try and keep my tea going. All right, so finishes. I finished Michael. This is the second of the Tiki birds that I've stitched from AbbieSueDesigns. They're no longer available on her website, but last year I did Jose. This year I did Michael, and I am going to do Pierre this year, and then hopefully Fritz the year after. If I don't, I would guess with everything else I have going on, 1 a year is enough, but I'm so proud of him. I love the way he looks. And this is stitched on a 28 count Monaco. It's the tea dyed color, I think, just from Charles Craft. So the next I have, this is by Jean Farish. The chart is called The Bear and the Moose, and it's one of her ampersand series, and these are, I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. There are samplers that she's typically released as part of like her cruises, the Stitchers Escapes cruises, or the Floss Tube at Sea, or she did some land, like they did a train in Napa, I think, or something. But this one is supposed to have a bunch of alphabets at the top, like a traditional sampler, and then the bottom is pretty much as charted. I did add the year. What I did is in 2023, our family went on an Alaskan cruise. So I recharted the whole top to have our ship name and the ports we went to. It sailed out of Vancouver, but we went to Seattle for a couple of days before that. So I did add Seattle in here. So this is my finish. And this is stitched on a piece of, I believe it's Legacy linen. It's the ones that Jean Farish sells in her Etsy shop. So this is actually a piece that's specifically cut for the ampersand charts. So you can see, I think I actually made the chart taller by 3 stitches, but you can see you have plenty of margin on the fabric that she gives you. So I changed that. The Koenig's Dam is here, and this was from an alphabet in one of her other ampersand charts that I have, where you can kind of customize the bottom. And then I used the quotes in the charts that I have to pull all the letters out that I needed. And I had Seattle, Vancouver, Ketchikan, Juneau, Glacier Bay, and Skagway. And then I added the 2023. And then you can see this. And like I said, I am using new software on my laptop and everything is backwards to me. So I hope this is not backwards to you when we watch this. But I think it came out really cute. And I used the Cosmo Floss as called for with this chart. And then the top part and the quotes, I changed up the colors just to kind of balance it out a little bit. But yeah. My next finish I'm going to show you guys this is from the Jingle Ball class kit with Liz Mathews. This was I think it was Woodland Star Pillow. So I have the finish. I did buy the kit from her. So this is stitched with the MPI silks that were provided. We weren't given enough MPI white to stitch the chart. So rather than try and fill it in with a bunch of ninja stitches, I used some white beads I had in my stash. So that's there. I'm actually going to try and FFO this hopefully this weekend because it's a late Christmas gift. I need to get done. So it came out really cute though. I basically took the class because I wanted to learn how to make the pillow and the finishing portion of it. But we'll see. So, and then I had to finish one of my stitchy chats. We kind of been challenging each other the month of December to get numbers of stitches done. So that helped me get this one finished. This is Stitching with Friends. I want to say it's from Little Stitch Girl. And this fabric was given to me with the chart from a friend. It was like a stitch kit pass kind of situation. And then I subbed to my own flosses though for just stash colors. And most of them are color and cotton and Brin and Needle, I think. So very cute. And my friends from Stitch North all stitched on it a little bit when I was there. So that was nice that we all stitched on each other's. And the last finishes I have was I took Kathy from Hands On Designs Countdown to Christmas mono canvas piece class. This was just so I knew which way was up. But this is going to be an ornament like that. And then I'm not technically done with this, but I'm calling it a finish as far as this video is concerned. I only have the second row on this top edge here. Actually, that's not the top edge, but it's the side edge. But that's it. I'm going to finish that today. So you can see I have my thread hanging. So the second one's finished. So I finished both of those kit pieces and then I just need to finish them. I mean, FFO them. So put that back there. All right. So that's it for finishes. Not terribly excited. No real big projects, which is a bummer, but hopefully this year I'm close on a couple projects, I think, and I really need to get my full coverage going though. All right. Okay. Now we're jumping in. Now this piece is my oldest WIP. And I know I've shown this before, and I was like, hey, I haven't really stitched on this. Hey, I haven't really stitched on this. I found it, but I haven't stitched on it. But it is called Fountain Glass. This is by Heartland House Designs. It is a Frank Lloyd Wright stained glass window. I almost went into architecture and did architectural engineering. Hugely love Frank Lloyd Wright, and I bought this when I was on a tour in Chicago of one of the houses. And this is from the Dana House, I think. Yep, Dana House, which is in Springfield, Illinois. And so I started this in 2001, and I found it after I started stitching again in 2020. And when I found it, the edges, because it was a kit, it came with even weave. It's like 28 count Monaco essentially. And I had painter's tape all around the edges, and it had been on there for 20 years. Actually, I took it off this year, so 23 years. It was on there, and amazingly, it came off. It didn't pull off the fabric, and it didn't kind of shred it, and it did not leave any sticky residue. So I've transferred it to scroll rods, and I've made a ton of progress on this. So, like I said, this is where I'm at now. I love it. I love it so much. So you can see this is basically the bottom of page 1. It's 2 pages. So, you can kind of see that there's like below this chunk here, there's like another skinny bunch, and then there's another skinny bunch down here. Otherwise, it's really just frame outlines. And then I have to outline the entire thing. It's supposed to be in Krynic, but I ordered some Petite Treasure braid in antique silver to do instead. So we'll see how that turns out. Like I said, if possible, I'm going to put a picture over here of where it was last year so you guys can see. But I love this. Now I will say I'm using the DMC that came in the kit because it's from 2001, and I've had issues with a couple of the colors shredding. So I bought new DMC to try and see if I can mix and match, because there's only 2 colors that I'm having issues with. So we'll see how that goes. But, oh, sorry. I have all my scroll rods here, so I'm going to try and tuck those out of the way. All right. Next is, my next oldest is my major piece, Floral Bird of Paradise. Again, if you've been here before, you've seen this. I will insert a picture of what this one looks like because I cannot, I don't have a cover sheet. It's a Hare. And this one, my husband last year got me 42-inch scroll rods or 45-inch scroll rods to put this on. My full coverage stitching this year, because I did so much travel stitching, I made a lot of progress on small things, but not a lot of progress on big things, which is a problem. So I need to change that for 2025 or this piece will never get done. But I did have one major accomplishment in 2025. I'm not even going to be able to see. Yeah. Okay. You can kind of see it. So in 2025 or 24, I was able to stitch from here all the way across, and this is the top, and it matched up with my gridding, which I did with Silky Sliver, so that's exciting. And it matched up perfectly. So this is being stitched on 18 count Aida from Joann's or Michael's, 2/1 full cross, and I do love this. It is one of my favorite pieces. It's just very cumbersome to work on. So now that I have a lap stand, I'm going to see if I can make that work with this one. But, I mean, I don't think I can even get it in the picture. You can see it's going to be 25 inches square when it's done. So here's the bottom. You can see there's the top. So I only have 68,000 stitches of 3865 left. Oh, I hate that color. I hate that color. But I am currently sitting at, I have almost 32,000 stitches complete, and I am 15.7% done. So I have 170,000 stitches to go, which if I want to get this done, I need to step up my game here a little bit. Okay, the next oldest one is my other Hare. Because, you know, when you start one, you might as well start a second one. This one's a mini, which I thought, you know, would get done much faster. This one I've been doing parking on. It's called Mini White Magnolia. Again, I will try and put a picture in there, hopefully. But this is my progress. This one is being stitched on 25 count, 2/1 tent stitch. And this one is 79,000 stitches. I am almost 24,000 done. So I'm almost 30%, 29.8% complete. And this is about 2/3 of the way down. So I think it's got like another, like down to about here is where it'll end. And I started doing Royal Rose with this one, and it's just too much parking. So I really want to go back and just like work all these in and then kind of go back to the way I was doing it. I don't think that method is for me. I mean, it's good, but that one is so confetti that it just leaves a lot of bulk then, and it's not great. So, okay. Next, we have Turtle. Just been on my WIP pile. Oh, I should say everything's in project bags, but I did try and open all the zippers. So hopefully it's not too bad. This one is being stitched on 14 count Aida, 3 strands. I think 3 or 4. I'm still trying to figure that out. This is where I'm at. This is off of Etsy. This is what it'll look like. So I'm kind of like here. I think I've got like 2,700 stitches left. I'm about halfway, I think. If I remember right on Pattern Keeper. And I'll be honest, on the chart I got from Etsy, it doesn't say who it's from, so I'd have to go look it up. But it's fun. It's just that I picked to put it on 14 count. I don't know why I did that. And it is thick. Like trying to stitch this. I mean, it's very plump and I like it, but it hurts my thumb. So, and it's super crunchy Aida. So it's not my favorite to stitch on, but I think I either need to make some progress or I need to put it in timeout because it's not great. All right, next I have the Peppermint Purple 2020 Blackwork, Year of Blackwork sale. A lot of people have done this and finished it, not I. So, again, sorry for the hanging threads. This is how far I am. I started this after all the weeks were out, so I'm just kind of stitching along. I don't have to wait for it to be released. I just need to get moving. This is an 18 count oatmeal Aida, and I'm stitching it with, I believe it's DMC 903 or 910. I have to look it up. But okay, next is Valentina. This is one of the ones, oh, I guess I didn't open that one, sorry. This is by Ink Circles. It's being stitched on a Bestitch Me Friday Night Fight Night fabric. Oh, I put the chart. This is what it'll look like. And I'm stitching it, like I said, on a No Name fabric by Brandy and Bestitch Me, along with a Friday Night Fight Night silk of hers. So it's just kind of a tone on tone. This should be done. I think I have 500 stitches left, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I'm 67% complete. Yeah, I have 520 or 510 stitches left. So, I mean, it just needs to be done. I have no excuse. Here's the silk. It's gorgeous. I like brandy silk. So, all right, then stained glass ornaments. This is a kit from Amazon by DesignWorks Crafts. The design is by Marianne Savage, and it's just called Stained Glass. And I was making these for my kids. Still plan to make them for my kids. So it is meant to be stitched on this think it's 14 count canvas. It's not like the clear plastic canvas, it's like a white canvas. But I've got the bell and I'm working on the back stitching, and I've got the tree, tree completely stitched. Again, no back stitching yet. I don't know if I'm going to work on this one this year, but the next one I was set to work on was the nativity scene for them. So I'm trying to get 3 of the 6 for each kid. So like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. I can probably get a 4th one, but my goal was to get, 3 for each of my sons. All right, next is Roxie. This is by Jean Farish as well. This was a class when I took it. I don't think I have a cover page in here of the full thing. This is, this is part 5 of 6, so it's almost the whole thing. But I'm not going to stitch this alphabet here, and I am going to change the quote. And because I want to change the quote, I need to rechart it. I haven't done that, so I've kind of been dragging my heels on getting this done. So nothing happened on this last year. So this is where I'm at. So this is currently being stitched on 40 count, just a plain white from 1, 2, 3 stitch. And it is, I'm stitching it 2 strands on the 40 count. And there's a lot of specialty stitches in this, so is that. And this one I am stitching with DMC. I think she also had it with Cosmo, but I'm using the DMC. All right. Sorry, I'm scrolling on my notes here so I can stay in order. The next is Hawaiian Mandala. This is also by Ink Circles. Let me pull this one up. Hawaiian Mandala Sampler is the official name. And I am 92.6% complete now. I did a ton on this year. Again, if I can get a photo of what it's supposed to look like. Well, you can almost tell what it's supposed to look like, but I'll put where I was last year up here if I can get all that to work. This is where I am now. So up top here, I just need to finish. It looks just like this. I just need to finish that part out here. And then I have to frog this, and it is 2/1 on 20 count, and it's pretty tight. I'm not happy with the fact that I used 2 strands, so I would have other me would have done differently. But in trying to pick it out, it's becoming cumbersome, so I just went, and rather than, so I basically had stitched almost all of this motif and then started this one because I got kind of tired of the big one. Screwed this up and then didn't want to deal with frogging it, so I put it in timeout. And then I said, no, I really want to get this done. My friend Gail from Gail's Golden Needle, she's well finished this. She started at the top so you could see it from her. And so I just kind of ignored this and kept going. Everything else is done and fine. I just need to go back and deal with this. So is what it is. The only change I made, well, I stitched all of this from stash as far as I didn't use the called for DMC. And then there are 3 greens, and I don't have my floss over here with me, but instead of the 3 greens, I'm using a sulky blendable that has 3 different shades of green in it for all the greens. So my greens are all the same, but it's just however it lies with the sulky blendable. And this is stitched on a 20 count Dune from Be Stitch Me. All right, sorry, one more sip of tea here. All right, next we have one that's Chinese Zodiac. So this is really 4 charts by the same designer. Yeah, 4 charts by the same designer. And Let me see who that is, because I don't have it in here. I don't have it in here. But they're the Chinese zodiac symbols, so it's like year of the ox, year of the rabbit, year of the sheep, that kind of thing. And so I'm stitching this 4 symbols, so for my dad, my mom, me, and my sister, and I want to finish this and give this to my dad. This is a 28 count Monaco. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross with DMC 304. So, you can see how far I've gotten. It's been 3 years, I think, since I've done, no, 4 years now. I started this for Chinese New Year of 2021. So, yeah. I need to do something with that. So, it's embarrassing. It's pathetic, but I mean, you know, I get it, but it's still kind of pathetic. All right, next we have another ink circle stitched on another piece of Stitch Me. Are you catching on a trend here? All right, this one is Henna Mandala. And this one is on a 18 count, I think. I don't have this noted. I think this is 18 count, looking at it. 18 count Grog. The other one was Dune. This is Grog. Yeah. And this one I am 75% complete. Again, I should just be done with this. I am stitching this with a Sulky blendable. The colorway, it looks like this. And it's called Caramel Apple. It is 4010. 12 weight. So close. All right. Then let me see what's next. 50 Years of Magic is next. And I got this in a Fangirl Fibers Advent, I think, if I remember correctly. And it's called, like I said, 50 Years of Magic, AbbieSueDesigns. This is what it's going to look like. If you haven't been here before, I'm also a huge Disney person, so this is very on brand for me. This is on a, I'm going to say, Friday night, Fight Night blue, or it might be Scott. Oh, you know what? I think it's Scotsman. Scotsman. And it is a 20 count Ada. Am I looking at this? This is my pathetic start. So, the base of the snow globe is where I'm at. And this is another one that I either need to stitch it or not. But I need to keep moving, because we're still in 2021 here. All right. All right, next up we have the Siren by the Primitive Hare. That's what it's going to look like. And I am stitching this on, oh, sorry, I have something in my eye. This is a, what count fabric is that? 36 count oat is what I have in here. And this bag, oh, has a chart in it, so I'm going to, because I tried to make a working copy. I will say I can't read this chart. I can't. I went online last night. I think I'm going to have to buy a PDF, because I tried to make a working copy of this and it's so small I can't read it. So that's why I'm not working on it. But this is by Gail, who I mentioned, Gail's Golden Needles. She made this bag. I won it in a giveaway on her site, but it's all the Chicago L-stops. It's pretty cool. And this is where I'm at. I did stitch some this year on this down. I basically stitched the whole bottom of the Siren. I only had the border before. And I think this is a mix of DMC and Gentle Art. And I'm using, I believe, the called for on everything. Let's see. Oh, I think the weeks, there's one weeks in here, and I switched that one out. but everything else is as called for. All right. Next is Tatooine. This is by Country Magic Stitch. I don't have a cover sheet handy for this one either. But if you're familiar with Country Magic Stitch charts, like I said, I'll try and put one in here. So this is how far I am. I did stitch on this a little bit this year. I am stitching this on an 18 count easy grid. And I have 3,733 stitches complete, which is 16.6%. So, and that's just called for DMC. Next is another Country Magic Stitch. This one I have made a ton of progress on this year. A ton. I think I was only down to about here last year at the start of the year. So all I have left is the front of this building, stitching in the white on Hedwig. And then you can kind of see, so this cream color is all around Hogsmeade. I need to fill that in. And then the outline here, the rest of this gets filled in with white. And I just need to fill that in. I'm up to here. I just need to finish that. So I am 87% complete. I have about 3,000 stitches left. But otherwise it's done. So the Tatooine will be the same size as this. I'm stitching all of them on 18 count Aida. The other three are going to be on the easy grid, but this is just on a regular piece of 18 count Aida. So hopefully this one will be a finish for the year. Okay. The next one is Save the Stitches. This is well, it was at the time a free chart. I'm not sure if it still is or not, by Elizabeth Almond. This is what the entire frame will look like. And then each of the blocks are filled in with like Blackwork. Let's see if I can find, here's like a cover page for block 1 through 5. Oh, come on. There we go. So it's done with 2 weights of floss and then a metallics and beads as well. It was released in chunks, so it is quite a hefty pattern. I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count antique white linen from 123 stitch. And so at the beginning of the year, I just had this one block in, and I did all the stitching here on the, that's my back. I'm like, why does that look funny? But I had the one block in here, and then I added all the rest of this frame. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go forward, just try and stitch a bunch of the frame so that I have that filled in, and it'll be less counting, be a little bit more squared away. I think I said that in last year's video as well, but I did get some frame in, but now I need to get going. I at least want to get across and down a couple pages here and see how that goes. I am stitching this with 2 different weights. I think it calls for DMC black and then pearl cotton size 12. And instead of that, I am stitching with, in place of the DMC, I'm stitching with Sulky. This is 30 weight. And then I'm stitching, instead of the pearl 12, I'm stitching with 12 weight Sulky. So it's the same color, should be 1812 is the purple I'm using. And then the rest is, like, I'm just using the DMC metallic and Mill Hill beads. All right. Okay, then this is the last of the 2021 charts. And this is the 12 Days of Christmas by Satsuma Street. So I have not worked on these this year, but I have completed, I'm stitching them on Monaco 1/1 full cross 28 on 28 count, so they're teeny. So I finished number 1, number 4. It's on there. Oh, it's a fuzzy. Number 4 and number 5. And then I started number 9. So I have that one. I was originally going to do them over 2, then decided to do them over 1, so that's why I had these big chunks. So now I'm going to try and get 2 to a piece. So working on that, just using the called for DMC, but I'd like to get like another 1 or 2 of those done this year. I don't know if I will or not, but I want to stitch 3. So I was going to finish 9 and then go back up to 3. Or the next 2. All right, so that has us at the end of 2021. Do another sip of tea here. You know, my friend Erin said, "Oh yeah, I got an ember mug, so I can keep my tea warm by my stitching spot." And I was like, "I have an ember mug. I have never thought to do that." So I'm using my ember mug. So it seems to be working so far. All right, this next one is so stupidly small and so stupidly should be done by now. I showed this last year too, and I said it had no business going into 2025, and yet here we are. So this will be the year it gets done. This is Floral Hawaiian collection. This is Ohia Lehua. It's a kit. It is from 1982. It is on 14 count Ada. Actually, that goes that way. I mean, it's this big. I should have it done by now. I could finish this in a day. I just need to do it. So it will get done this year. It is so old that it is a, like, I'm not going to show the chart, but it is completely, I mean, this is all typed out, like with a typewriter, and the chart is hand drawn. So it is a little blurry and a little hard to read, but that still doesn't excuse it not being completed. So my parents picked this up for me at Fiddlesticks 2 in Hawaii when they were there visiting our family. So I do have a lot of Hawaiian themed pieces just for that reason. I am Hawaiian, and so, you know, it is, I tried to bring and be able to stitch on stuff that I can bring into our house and decorate with. That's why I have the Hawaiian mandala and some other pieces as well. All right, where am I at? Woodland Wonder is my next one. I stitched this because Gary of Garon Stitchery stitched this, and I fell in love with it. And then I had never done a Glend in Place, so I said, no, I need to stitch that. It's this one. It is gorgeous. It has so many beads and it's sparkly. I love it. I am stitching this on, the color is Vellum. I'm not sure, honestly, who the dyer is. It just is hand-dyed linen, is what it says. So I am not sure who this is by, but I have a whole fat quarter, which I do not need. But this is how far I am. I think it calls to stitch it on Earthen linen by PTP. But the store that I bought my fabric at had earthen, and it was so like clay red-ish colored, more than what the model is. I thought this would be better with the greens. So I've gotten, you know, I'm kind of coming into this first tree, and I have most of the border done where there's no beads. So I'd really love to get that full tree done. That would be great. Get this on scroll rods. but it just hasn't come up in the rotation. So, but I have all the beads in the Krynic, although I've never stitched with Krynic, and everybody's telling me I should switch over to Petite Treasure Braid, so we'll see when the time comes. All right, next is another ink circles. I love ink circles. Tracy is awesome, and it's in one of my Garon bags. This is Tangled Fire. I don't know why I love this one so much. And it had a sulky pack with it, so I bought the sulky pack. And I started stitching this on 32 count, which is what it was called for to be stitched on. And I do not like sulky on 32 count. I think it's too sparse. So I am stitching this. I just happened to, the day I wanted to start it, I had ordered a like color and cotton grab bag came up. And they had some one of a kind, like off dye full fat quarters. So, and this piece is big enough that I need most of the fat quarter. So this is where I'm at. It's gorgeous. It definitely takes patience counting this one. As a matter of fact, I had to go back and buy the PDF. I bought it, essentially bought the chart twice because counting on the paper chart is not my strong suit. I am very much a PDF stitcher. So hoping to get this one in the rotation this year as well. Get a little more done on that. And then, let's see here. I'm just going to move this for 1 second. Okay, we're still in 2022 starts. This one is very close to being UFO'd. I really like it, but I don't like what I did with it. So, this is Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And I wanted to have a Halloween piece. I also wanted to try making a drum, but I hate how much orange this is. I hate orange. So then I kind of went in and started, and I also, this is 36 count. I started stitching with 2 strands, and I realized that's too much on this particular fabric. It is like a very tight 36 count from Brandy. This is a Friday Night Fight Night color, and that's how far I got. So I started changing the colors to like more brown and purple and less bright orange. And I'm not sure I like it, so I keep futzing with it. So because of that, you know, I'm not drawn to pick it up. It's too much like work, too much brain power. So, and I have it in this lovely Halloween bag. No. Who is this by? I got this at Stitch North. I want to say it's Gamma Stitches, maybe. I forget, honestly. There's no tag inside, so, but it's gorgeous. I love the bag. It's a perfect size for like a small. Love it. Okay. This next one, I should be stitching on this week. I do need to make some stitches on this one. It is Autumn Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I'm stitching it on 36 count vintage mocha. Why am I blanking? Vintage country mocha. I'm blanking. You know, this one that everyone stitches on. I am so close. I probably only have 500 stitches, not even. Not even. All I have here is I started it. Make pumpkin pie. That's it. That's all I have left. I mean, come on. I did all this work and I'm here. And I double checked. I have everything else filled in. I didn't leave any other little gotchas. And I have and I started the pie. I mean, it's probably this much of stitching. Why is it not done? I don't know. So here's hoping, like if I have these kind of projects that I should just be done with, if I can actually get those done, which I think I'm going to try and do maybe like a daily 30 or whatever, we'll see. And just try and, like, you know, Dave Ramsey style, take the one with the least amount of stitches and just knock it out, and then go to my next one with the least amount of stitches, and see. I mean, I definitely want to try and get some of my challenges done, but at the same point in time, if I can't use them for challenges, I still want to knock them out. So, all right. Oh, sorry, I just zipped that closed. I don't know why I did that. Next one is Phoenix Biscornu by Tiny Modernist. And this one, I've made progress this year, but it's still not done. So I started stitching the outline, and I only had this one, completely done. I finished this one. This one was just barely started, and then I started the fourth one. So I made pretty decent progress on this one, a couple thousand stitches. And then I still need to do the bottom of the Biscornu as well. I'm just doing this on 18 count Aida, just plain white 18 count Aida. But that's going to be a really cute little Biscornu. I think it's going to be a good size. And I'm doing it all in the called for DMC with the exception of the yellow. I swapped out for Butter Crunch from Gentle Art because I couldn't find whatever the yellow is called for on that one. See daisies. All right. Oh, sorry. So with Woodland Wonder, we switched into 2022. I have 2 more 2022 WIPs. I just want to make sure the chart's not showing. The chart is not showing. That is the chart. Hang on. If I remembered right, the chart is on the back of this. Spring Awakens by Summer House Stitchworks. And I am stitching this on 40 count over 1 with the called for DMC, but I'm doing it 10 stitch. And it is a color and cotton grab bag offcut that I am stitching it on. So it's super tiny. I like it. I did everything from the pink over this year, which is not a ton, but I definitely I can't do this one on the plane, even though it's tiny and it's 3 colors. Well, I actually only have 2 colors left. I cannot do this on the plane because 40 count over 1 on an airplane is not good for my life. Let's see here. I have this one in here. Let's see. How far am I? So this one is not a searchable pattern keeper. So I have 2,731 stitches done, but I don't have an accurate count because it's counting the background as well. So there is one more blue stripe at the end here that I need to start. But this is another one that I would really like to have done this year because my friend Erin and I are supposed to start the fall, autumn abounds, I think. We're going to start that one this year, so I'd really like to have this one done. And this is in a project bag that I made. I like that one. All right, and my last WIP for 2022 is, this is 36 count fabric, but I don't know what color it is. It's green, so not helpful. It's a green. I got it at the craft gallery, and I got this color for another project, and I think they wrote the color on that, but I haven't started that one, so it's upstairs in my kits. This one, they just wrote the project on it, so I don't know what color it is, but it is like a mint green type fabric. I don't think it's coming in very well given my junky Michigan snowy weather lighting here. But I did get a decent amount done on this one. I believe at the end of last year, I had an outline, but I didn't really have any of this filled in. So I've done quite a bit there. And I am stitching with all the called for classic color works on this one. 2 over 1. So, all right. I think, yeah. All right. Yes, that is my last 2022. Everybody doing okay? I think we're still under an hour. Which means we'll probably go just over an hour here. like hour and a half maybe. Try and get done. All right, this one is from a Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it is called Hocus Pocus. I Need Coffee to Focus, which I love. I don't have a lot of Halloween stuff, thus the Halloween Tiny Town, but I liked this one, and it is, I actually started it for a challenge during Frogwarts 2 years ago, I think. And it is, I'm doing it on a piece of fabric that I got in a box. I want to say from, I don't even know, Fangirl Fibers maybe? It's like a fabric flare. It's printed fabric, so it's printed modeled on the front. I think it's going to look really good with this chart though. And that's as far as I have gotten. But it is just a lot of black and brown, so it should go fast. It is, I believe, 16 count Aida. It might be 18, but it looks like 16. Looks a little bigger. So I don't really have any like, oh, I have to get this done. But at the same point in time, it is good block stitching. So, all right. Then this is another one that I really would like to get done this year. It is Hawaiian Mermaid by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I think she's adorable. And I had, you can kind of see the rainbow modeled fabric in the back. And it just said, you know, they didn't even tell you what they stitched it on. They said stitched with the most, suggested fabric is the most amazing Hawaiian ocean beach colored fabric that you can find. Choose a fabric that reminds you of the beautiful ocean and beaches off the Hawaiian Islands. But you can see there, it's like purple, pink modeled, right? I got this piece of fabric in the Black Needle Society rainbow box, maybe in 21, 22. Is that not so close to what they stitched on? I love it. I don't know. I remember I had an ornament or something I was going to put on that side that I wanted the darker one, so I went with this side. Sorry, I have hoop marks. But you can see I've got a good chunk done on this. I just need to get going. I need to do all of her skin, and then there is some back stitching, but it's pretty much just down to her skin. I've got her seashells in, as it were, and then I just need to, yeah, back stitch, and her, I think there's a little bit of her hair. This blue thread up here should finish the little bit in her hair there. Why is this not done? Why? It should just be done. This is a, what is this? Oof. Well, we got it in a box, so it wouldn't be a 40 count. I'm going to go with 32 or 36. I'm going to say 36 count. It looks tiny. I don't know. And of course, I don't have a tag in here. I know Katie and Laura are probably screaming at me as to what fabric they gave us in that box. But I would guess 32 in a box, but I don't know. All right. Okay, next we have September's Revenge, which is the Sampler September project from Evertote. Ellen of Maximum Cross Stitch and Carrie with Roxie Floss Co. So this is the chart book. So this is the one from 2023. I did not get the one this year. I really wanted to get it, but I was trying to be good because, you know, I didn't finish this one. So there's that. But I love it. And because I'm not a sampler person, as you can probably tell, like I don't enjoy stitching alphabets and stuff, but this is just different enough. And I love the way Ellen had, you know, her take on it. And I did buy the full kit, so I have all the Roxie Floss Co. floss. And I'm stitching it on a 32 count panettone, 2/1. That's how far I am. I really thought I had more of the house done. In my mind, the house is almost done. That is not almost done. Oh, bummer. It's beautiful though. And I mean, I love stitching on Carrie's fabric and using her floss. So like that, not an issue at all, but I just thought it was farther. All right. So there's that. This one also is I'm dealing with the paper chart. So it's a little slower. Of course, I left that out. And this was the bag set that you could get as well, that Caroline made. So from Evertote, and I love, you know, me in purple, had to happen. So, and it came, I'm using this for another project, but it came with a little one as well. All right, what's next? Okay, last one for this basket. This one is a Blackwork, which I don't know if I have one that doesn't have. I think all of these show kind of the whole pattern. It's hard because it's Blackwork, so I'm gonna just hold it way far back because it's a Star Wars Blackwork. I'm stitching this just with 3 DMC 310, and I have the upper block done. It's a mix of 1 and 2 strands. I'd really like to, I think I mentioned this last year as well. I did not work on this at all. But what I would like to do is see if I could switch to a 12 weight sulky and a 30 weight sulky and see if that would be noticeably different. Because the 2 strands kind of is stinko for me. So I don't know that this is slated to get a lot of time this year. I do like it, but I really wanted to work on that my Peppermint Purple 2020 Blackwork, and I don't know that I'm gonna have time to do 2 Blackwork pieces, so might have to wait. But all right, let's see. Moving on. I need to scroll. Okay, now I switched to over here. Next is Aurora Borealis. This is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads kit. Sorry for the glare. I wanted to try one of their bigger kits. And I used the perforated paper for another project. And so I wanted to grab something that looked kind of similar to the purple paper that comes in the kit. So this is from Fangirl Fibers. It was also in the Mickey box. It's called Iridescent in 14 count Aida. So it matches the same count as the perforated paper was. And I've made a bunch of progress on this year. I think it's looking pretty good. So slow and steady, just chipping away at it. And because it's 14 count, this actually is a good travel piece. So I have this slated to go with me on the plane for Florida. Okay. All right. Then we have King's Landing. This is a Pathetic Start. So this is the 3rd Country Magic Stitch one. I started this because of a challenge. I wanted to finish the other 2 first, which I haven't, but I needed a challenge piece. So this is my start. It's probably not even worth showing, but it is. I'm counting it as a WIP. Let's see. I don't even have, oh, I do have. So I don't have to insert a picture of that. I will. See if I can get this to show. There you go. That's what it'll look like. That's the mock-up. So, yeah. Anyway, Pathetic Start, but it's a WIP. All right, next, speaking of pathetic starts, not a pathetic chart. This is Michelle Bendy's Pirate Quaker. It's an adorable chart, and it's charted with Cottage Garden threads, which I actually had because of the Hearts for Pam and some other orders. The white, I think I'm subbing in Bone because I think it's Page Turner or Story. Sorry, Story. it doesn't show up on this fabric. It's too similar to it. So I'm otherwise using Cottage Garden threads though. And this is my Rockin' Start. Now, this is a Jody fabric. 18 count Ada. But it's, I mean, it's perfect for a pirate type piece. It's nice modeled, kind of burned looking. So, just need to get, you know, it's another one of those that, this one also, I think, isn't on my, like, 25 and 25 kind of focus board, which I'll talk about when I talk about plans in another video. But if I can get a little bit done on it, it'd be great. And I love my little Aloha project sleeve from Love You More. So cute. All right, next was, oh, I skipped two. These are all, so Pirate Quaker is my first 2024 start. I had originally, in my plans last year, said I was going to do 12 new starts, one a month. I think I started 6 of them. But I started other things, but I did not start all the ones. Like Pirate Quaker was not on that list, but that was a start in 24. Okay, that mug is working. It is still piping hot. And we've been going for an hour. Okay. One thing I did start, I have never done a long dog. So being leap year, I had to start a long dog for long dog leap days. And I am stitching Resistance is Futile. Again, I'll try and put a picture in because I don't have a cover page. But this is this might be a Fortnite fabric, but it doesn't match up with the, like, I placed one order with them and I finally got it and before they stopped, but this, I think I have all the fabric that I ordered from them, but the stitching on this doesn't match Be Stitch Me, so I'm not sure where this fabric came from, but I think it might be a Fortnite fabric. I don't know. But this is how far I am. So this is as far, it's a band, one of their band samplers. This is as far across as it is, and I think I'm 12%. Let me check, or 16% complete. So I've completed 4,463 stitches out of 27,432. Go a little closer so you can see. And this is all one floss. And I'm just kind of stitching it however it lies. And I have it here so I could show you what I'm using. It is the Gloriana in Royal Plum Light. And of course it's going to look like garbage against my hand. So it's got purple, teal, green, and a little bit of like a brown rust kind of color in there, just depending on the skein. So it's my first time using Glorianas, and I'm stitching one thread, 1/2 on this 36 count. And my goal was to be at 25% by end of February this year. So that would put me on track to finish in 4 years. We'll see if I can get there. But I am almost to the bottom of the first page. It is 2 pages, right? Because I've gone across. It's 2 pages wide by 4 pages tall. It's a total of 8 pages. So I am almost to the bottom of the first page. So hopefully making progress. All right. Then the next start I had was at Stitch North. Well, I shouldn't say that. Stitch North this year, we went the second weekend, I think. No, we ended up going the first weekend this year after going the second weekend other years. And there I kitted up. I hadn't stitched a modern folk embroidery as either. So I fell in love with one. I bought fabric for it and I bought the floss for it. And it was funny because actually Carrie's like, oh yeah, you have plenty of room on that fabric. You'll have like 2-inch margins. It's fine. And Caroline's like, I really think you need 3 or 4, maybe 4. I think you should go to a half yard. She's like, I'm worried for you. I'm worried. And I said, it'll be fine. and then I ended up switching to a different pattern when I went to go buy the PDF, because I didn't want to buy the chart there because I knew a big project I wanted to have a PDF for Pattern Keeper. So I ended up buying A Quilter's Dream instead. I think the other one is Under the Stars. So instead of, I think the fabric is 18 inches wide. I think instead of 14 inches wide, it's now only 10 inches wide. So I have plenty of room. So Caroline can sleep well. Not that she watches my videos. I have this kitted with 2 shades of purple. Big surprise. If you noticed a trend, purple. Roxie Floss Co. is both of them. The lighter one is Creme de Violette, and the darker one is Cheshire. And I'm stitching this on a 20 count Aida in Dirty Porcelain. And so I stitched on this for Mania, Modern Folk Mania, Monogamania, I forget what it was. But I basically only stitched on this for the month of May, and I got this much done. Like, I'm so excited. I got 25% done in 1 month. So, I mean, I had 7 more months. It should have been done, right? But no, it's not how it works. So, I love it. So you can see I've gone all the way across. And I think I'm not quite... So this point here is just above. Like, this line is the reflection point for halfway. So, I mean... I have plenty of fabric here, and again, you can see plenty of borders, Caroline. It all worked out, so, but it's gorgeous. Like I said, Carrie does an amazing job, and Jacob obviously does a great job as well, so, all right. We are cruising right along here. Let's see. Sorry, if I can just scroll up. Okay, then that brings us to July of this year, and I did the Frogwarts Retreat, and this was year 5, which is based on Order of the Phoenix, and I did not finish it at the retreat this year. It was very sad, but I had fun nonetheless. I'm trying to remember what fabric this is on. I should have the little piece of fabric paper in here. This is my generic Frogwarts bag, so I have everything in here. Here it is. This is what this year's band sampler looks like. So I did not finish Grimmauld Place. That's pretty much it. All right. Give this one quick look here. Oh, Wet Sand was last year's fabric. I don't know. Oh, here it is. I got this when I went to Keepsakes. This is Needle and Flax in the color Hemingway. And I'm stitching it with all of the classic Colorworks and General Arts. So, and then I added a lot of étoile. Like, what's that? So, let's see here. Yep. You can see all the sparkle and I added in here. So, yep, really just need to finish Grimmauld Place and I'll be done. About 800 stitches, so it's not much. We'll definitely finish it during this year's retreat in July, so I should have a year 5 and a year 6 finish. So, all right. Then I have started another design by AbbieSueDesigns. Let me see. I do think I have a cover page, but this is the chart, so give me 1 second. Nope. Yes. Mulan. So I've stitched Aurora. I'm now stitching Mulan. I am stitching all the princesses that I have run Disney race medals for. And I'm stitching this with the called for DMC on 18 count Ada, and I'm stitching them all in plain white, and then I want to frame them with my metals. So I'm trying to kind of be consistent, you know. But this is how far I am. This has been my plain stitching for my November and December trips, or the 2 trips I took in November. So, because when I'm down there, I don't get a ton. I mean, it's mostly what I can do on the plane. I'm at work. I'm working 14, 16 hours a day, or I try and go to the parks at night. So it's, you know, I don't get a ton of stitching in during the week while I'm down there. All right. And then I have, this is called Forest for the Trees. This is in ink circles that I was gifted, borrowed. This is the kit is on this Atypical Linen by Mystic Fabrics, I think. Yep, Mystic. And I'm stitching it with the, oh, no, I had it the right way the first time, with all the called for Classic Colorworks. So this is how far I am. And this one has to be a 2025 finish. I have to have it done by September. So I have a deadline on this one. So this one I'll definitely be getting more in the rotation this year. Ooh, the snow is, ooh. Snow is coming down now. You guys can't see that. It went from just light, like dusting to completely sideways, really blowing. My parents are coming over tonight, so I hope that's okay. All right. Then I also started 324, which I'm sure you've seen, but I will hold up for you. By Works by ABC. Love this project. I also got Works 324, the sequel, which I'm hoping to start this year as well, but I have to make more progress on this one first. I already bought it and it's kitted, waiting. This one I'm stitching on 36 count linen, which I kind of am regretting at this point, but it is what it is. And that's how far I am. So, but the other one, I've already bought a piece of 25 count even weave, and I'm going to stitch it on that. I love it so much. And what I did is, I do have a master set of DMC, but I knew I was going to be doing the first one and this one. So I took one strand of every color of all 324 colors and I just pulled it off, right? So, and then I used the DMC labels that you can get at like Joann's. So it's literally just one strand. So it's, you know, 6 threads here, plies, I guess, or strands, 6 strands, one length of how I cut my DMC. And most of the motifs, like the square blocks, only take one strand, one of the 6 strands, because I do the loop method and I just stitch it and it's fine. Some of the motifs take 1, some of them have been taking 2, but either way I at least have 4 left over. So when I go to do the sequel, I should have plenty because it's all the same colors. And I think I'm only missing 1 color on this that I couldn't find. So I just need to go back and find where that is. It's in a kit bag somewhere, but I'm very proud of that. And this will be handy to have after. I mean, I'll probably just keep it like that in case I need, you know, 1 strand here or there. But. And this bag, I was going to transfer my Frank Lloyd Wright into this. This is from I Can So Make That. Tell me that is not the perfect like Frank Lloyd Wright bag. It looks like falling water. I love it. Anyway. All right. Then I have another one that I started at the Jingle Ball, which is 90% done. It is, I took the class by Jeanette Douglas on learning your specialty stitches, year 2. This is what it'll look like. And this is where I'm at. This is also on a Color and Cotton Opalescent grab bag scrap kind of ornament cut. So I did the tree stump, but I have to do the tree, and then I have to either put 2024 or Noel, or she gave us a couple word options in there, but that's it. I'm done after that. So this will also be a finish this year. Definitely will not roll over. The class was great. I highly encourage you to take it if she offers year 3 next year, because she's such a good teacher. So, all right. And then we've got just 2 more. One I started last night, Mill Hill Kit. I figured that was a good New Year start. Called Cheers. And I actually got pretty far. And I still have a needle hanging, sorry. Just pretend that's not there. So this is how far I got last night. All right, we'll just let the needle hang up, dangle. So I'm just starting the back stitch. I got most of this glass done. I need to go over and do the rest. But I have all the X's done. Almost done with the back stitch, and then I just have to do beading. So, yay. That'll also be a quick finish. Oh boy, needle dropped. Hold please, I don't want to lose that. We have a new cat. So I have to make sure, not that you can let a needle fall anyway, that's not safe, but I have to be very careful. And I'm putting this in my Love You More. Oh, I totally just banged the table. I'm so sorry. Love You More Studio sleeve, even though it'll only be in there for a hot second. And then my last is, I started this on December 15th. You've probably seen it by a bunch of people, but I am doing the Put a Bird on It sale this year with, hosted by EJ from the Sunshine Stitchers. But her and Sheila have talked about it in a number of their videos, so if you're watching my video, I'm sure you know about it. But, and then, you know, a lot of people source that from Caroline, and with Evertote. The pattern is by Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery, because instead of just finishing Quilter's Dream, I should just start another Modern Folk. And I don't have, let's see, do I have a, this is what the pattern looks like. I can try and I'll try and insert a picture of this one too if I remember. And I am stitching this with, so it's charted monochromatically. The cover page has some colors on it, and so Roxie Flossco, Henna did a conversion of Roxie Floss. I decided to do and use some of the cottage garden threads that I had purchased. So I am using, let's see, these 4 colors, well actually 5 colors. This variegated one I'm going to use for the letters and numbers. So this is my start. And I'm stitching this. This is a 20 count Ada by B Stitch Me called Sand Dollar. So I think the variegation on these is gorgeous. I love it. And sorry about the hanging thread, but I'm going to finish that motif. So what EJ did is she's divided it up into 12 sections. And just like last year, it's a 13-month sale. And you have 12 sections, and 13th month is to finish. So the goal is to have this done by December 31st next year. And I was able to stitch the 1,300 stitches I got done in a day because I had a good day at home. But the goal is to do roughly that a month, which I think I can keep up with. We'll see, but that's my goal. And it's not too big. I have it on a scroll rod, but it's not too big of a piece. So, love it. And that's it. That is my 42, that should be my 42 whips. I think if I counted correctly. I'll list them all out below, at least so that there's some headlines there. And like I said, if you have any questions about what fabric I used, flosses, any of that, let me know. And I'll come back hopefully very soon here, as soon as I can get my thoughts together. I've got lots of thoughts, trying not to set too many plans, but excited for 2025 stitching. I'm really concerned about 2025 for a lot of reasons, personally and with work and a lot of other things going on in the world. But I am excited for my stitching plans for 2025 and my friends. One of the biggest things I think I forgot to mention is that Aaron and I are going to we're rooming together on the Stitchers Escapes Alaska cruise in September. That's hosted by Jean Farish. Michelle will be on that cruise as well. So excited to have a girls trip to Alaska. That's going to be awesome. And I'll go see her in Seattle for a couple days before. Yeah, it's going to be great. So that is by far something to look forward to in 2025. But I wish all of you guys a happy new year. I would love for you guys to leave comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think your favorite WIP of mine is, or what one I should focus on next, or any other new starts I should have. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Happy New Year. And I hope to see you real soon. Bye.